Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, it will be quite different with the usual video. In this video, I'm going to try to answer some question that has been asked from Instagram on how to work in Australia. First of all, before I begin explain everything, I just want to inform you that I am not a migration lawyer or agent, and I am only here to give information to the best of my knowledge. No one actually sponsored the video. It is only me and my wife that work together to gather all the information and present it to you. If you have special cases, you might need to contact the immigration lawyer. I can recommend some of them, but again, I'm not sponsored by any of them, so do it on your own risk. If you guys have any question, I welcome you guys to throw the question in the comment section, and I will try my best to respond the question one by one to the best of my knowledge and as soon as possible. So, the first section will be about the pros and cons when you work in Australia. Everything always have a pros and a cons. When you buy a car, or when you buy a phone, or a laptop, or whatever it is, there is always a pros and a cons. But in this case, we are going to talk about what is the pros and the cons working in Australia. Let's begin with the pros. Number one, high quality of life. Australia consistently ranks high in terms of quality of life, with excellent healthcare, education, and overall living conditions. The next one is the strong economy. Australia has a stable and growing economy which can provide employment opportunities and also financial stability. The next one will be high wages. Since Australia has a strong economy, of course it will come with the high wages as well. Australian workers generally enjoy high wages compared to many other countries. Australians also value a work-life balance, and many employers offer flexible working arrangements, allowing employees to enjoy leisure time and pursue more activities other than work. Of course, it is all come back on which sector of business are you in. Different kind of job might have a different kind of a flexibility. Australia, in some states, have a very cultural diversity, which means you can experience a different of cultures and also traditions. And the last one that I'm able to think of is natural beauty. In some cities in the world, the city are full of concrete, high building and mall, but in Australia it's different. The country is known for its stunning landscape, from beautiful beaches to rainforests, providing a lot of opportunities for outdoor recreation. Now, come to the con section. After all the myth about Australia, now we'll start eating the veggies. What is the cons that I found work in Australia? Number one is the cost of living. While the wages are high, yes, but the cost of living also don't want to be forgotten. The cost living of when you live in Australia is relatively high, especially in the major cities like Melbourne and Sydney. And also, since there's a lot of people notice how good is the payment in Australia, people from all over the world start to pursue their life to be living in Australia. This makes the job market become very competitive, make it challenging to secure certain type of employment. The next one is isolation. Australia is geographically isolated, which can make it more expensive and time-consuming to travel to other parts of the world. The next one, since so many people want to enter Australia, the visa requirement has become very strict. Depending on your visa type, you may face restriction on type of work you can do, how long you are eligible to work for, and also the duration of your stay. Australia also has a really interesting climate. Some part of Australia experience extreme weather conditions, bushfire, and tropical cyclones. It's a common thing happen in some region, which can impact certain industries. And in some cities, they even have extreme temperature changes as well. For example, based on my experience in Hobart, Tasmania, in the morning can be less than 5 degrees Celsius, but when the sun starts showing itself, all of a sudden it spikes to more than 15 degrees. When the sun about to go down and have a rest, the temperature can go lower than 10. So our body might need a little adjustment with the temperature if we come from tropical countries, where it is always hot all the time or warm all the time. In some industries, long walking hours may be required. That sometimes it might impact the work-life balance. For example, where I work right now, I'm working in a factory. One shift can be 8 to 10 hours a day. So I came to work when the sun's still sleeping and go home when the sun are preparing to sleep again. And the last one is visa limitation. If you are on a temporary visa, such as working holiday visa, student visa, or any graduate visa, you may have limited job security and may not be eligible for government benefits as well. Now, let's begin with the exciting part and important part, how to work in Australia legally and what visa are commonly taken by people to work in Australia. The first one is working holiday visa. The subclass is 417 and 462. The second one is student visa. The subclass is 600. And there is another one is employer sponsor. Subclass 482, 186, and 187. If I have to explain all of those subclasses, it will be probably a long 3 hours video. So I will divide the information into parts. And how many parts it will be? Not sure. Let's see how it goes. And in this video, I will try to explain about the working holiday visa first, the most famous one and the most common one, even though it has some condition, but still people favorite to enter Australia is using this kind of visa. Now let's start with what is working holiday visa? Well, for some of you, this visa might be a common visa that you guys use. With this visa, you are allowed to work in Australia without any working limitation hour. Means that you can work as much as you want. And this visa also can be extended up to 3 years if you are eligible. Originally, the main purpose of this visa are to let whoever want to have a holiday in Australia, but at the same time do some work to support the holiday. But in fact, most of the working holiday visa holder are came to Australia because they want to work in Australia and earn money as much as possible. And the next step either find another way to stay in Australia longer, or even get a permanent residency, or come back to their home country with money that they have saved as much as possible before. Now, after we know what is working holiday visa, are you guys want to give it a shot as well and apply for working holiday visa? If yes, then you might need to pay attention to the next part as it got more interesting. Okay, so the next one will be who will be eligible for this visa? Well, for this question, we have to look into the requirement in more details. This visa, unfortunately, not open for all countries in the world. There are specific countries that allow to apply to this visa with different subquests. For example, is I'm from Indonesia. Indonesian people will use the subclass of 462 to apply for working holiday visa. And here is on the screen right now, I will show you the country list, which country should be used with subclass. And this on the screen right now is the one for 462. And remember, you can always pause the video and then try to find if your country are listed there. Then that means you have to use this subquest. And then here is the list of the countries for 417 visa. Same thing happen as well. You can check if your country is listed in there. If it is a yes, then you can use that 417 subquest visa. Okay, now I know you guys are excited already when you see your countries in the list, but there's another catch after that. There is also a next restriction for this visa, which is from 18 to 30 years old. When you apply for this visa, so if you apply for this visa while you are 30, but you turn 31 before Australian immigration make that decision, then you are still eligible to be granted. But if your age is already over 30, then you're not be eligible to actually apply for this visa anymore. Then maybe you can try for other visa other than working holiday visa. Okay, now for the next question that might pop up from you guys, what document do I need to be eligible to apply for this visa? Again, every country might have a different requirement, but I'll try to list the common one that usually used by all countries. There is education requirement. You need to have a tertiary qualification from university, college, or a training center, or have completed 2 years of undergraduate university study. There are some tertiary qualification that not acceptable, like certificate 1 to 4 level of qualification, and also a senior secondary certificate of education or high school. So you need to have a certificate higher than high school to be eligible for this visa. There is also a minimum English requirement, which is 4.5 based on the 4 test component. For some countries, you might need to provide a letter of support from government. You also have to be able to show evidence of minimum equivalent of Australian dollar $5,000 for your initial stay. More is better. You will also be asked to do medical check-up and do some police check as well. This medical checkup can't be done in random places. The immigration will ask you to do the test at some hospital that already approved or acknowledged by Australian immigration. If you have all of those, and when you fill up the form, you will be asked for your visa history. This is also important. Please note this, as this is very, 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 very important. You have to be 100% honest about this. They will check if your information is 100% valid and trustworthy or not. If you have a visa rejection previously, do state it in detail in the form, because if you state a false information, you might got into a deeper problem than that. I have been seeing many of people do lie about their visa history, thought that it might help them a little bit, but they were wrong, because Australia immigration do check your history. Now let's refresh a bit. by what you can do when you hold this visa. Of course, the main purpose of this visa is you can have a holiday, but at the same time, you can also and eligible to do any kind of work for the same employer for 6 months. You are eligible to study up to 4 months. You also allowed to travel to and from Australia as many times as you want. Okay, now let's talk about the money. How much do you have to spend to apply for this visa? The visa application itself is $635 for the first year. Well, this data is last updated on the day I upload this video. So if you seeing this video after a while, then you might have to check from the immigration website. The health insurance based on Google search and also the requirement of this visa, I found that Allianz is only the example. One of them is Allianz, but there's a lot more companies that actually give you an option for health insurance if you are a working holiday visa. The cheapest one for Allianz is $927. That was for 1 year. But again, you can always check other companies as well. This is only for an illustration, for example. And then for the police certificate, this may cost different from every country. You might have to check with the authority as well for that. And then the document certification or translation. NATI certification is recommended because they are the official organization that acknowledged by immigration or any Australian company. And the price may be vary as well. Also put into consideration where you are going to need additional costs of those that already stated above. For example, a plane ticket or, any other, like a pocket money or something else, And yeah, I think that will be it. And the good news is with the working holiday visa, you can extend this visa until third year. But I'm not going to talk about it today on how you can extend it. But if you want to know, please leave in the comment below. So if there is a lot of people that actually require this information, then I'll try to cover it in the video as well. And for the next part, I'll talk about the student visa. And then the employer sponsor will be on the next one. So it will be covered in part 2 and part 3. Also, again, if you have any question, please leave in the comment below and I will respond as soon as possible. And thanks for watching and see you guys in the next video. Bye.